Hi guys, welcome to my summer class. This class is intended to teach absolute beginners how to play chess. These videos are designed to take you from scratch on chess. So if you are interested in knowing how to play chess, make sure you watch these videos on wherever you are watching from, either you are watching from YouTube or Facebook till the end. So I'll be uploading videos throughout this summer period for the next 30 days. The videos will be coming out on this page, so you should not miss any video if you really want to follow the class step by step. This is an introductory video. However, I'm going to teach you about the chessboard. So let's dive right into it. You see, the chess you want to study, you need to know the meaning of chess. You need to know what chess stands for. Chess is actually a board game of tactics and strategy that develops the mind and brain through activities done on 64 checkered squares on the chessboard. Chess makes you smart. Chess makes you a good sportsman. Chess develops your visualization, your calculation skills, your ability to memorize and imagine things. Chess can cut across to different aspects of life, like mathematics, like art, a lot of other aspects of life. Even your creativity can be affected by the way you learn and use chess. So, about the chessboard, you must have seen this particular image more than once on the internet. Yes, we have different design for the chessboard, and we have other board that looks like the chessboard. So what makes a chessboard different from other kind of boards with similar designs? The first thing you need to know is that a chessboard is a square, meaning that all sides of the board measure up on the same amount or length. So if you look at this diagram on the screen, this is a 2D diagram. It has a length and a breadth. For this, it has only one length because all the sides are equal. Another thing you need to know about a chessboard is it contains smaller squares. Those smaller squares are counted to be 64 in number. So all chessboard contains smaller squares of total of 64. The chessboard contains squares with alternating color, such that a square is a light square and the next square closer to it is a dark square. This is a light square. The next square closer to it is a dark square. So we can call this kind of setup checkered because we have alternating colors in the next move or in the next position. So light square, dark square, light square, dark square. Notice how I did not say white and black. White is a color, black is a color. So white is a color, black is a color. We have some chessboard designed with color white and color black. The reason I'm using the word light squares and dark squares is because we have different shades of designs of colors. So on this particular board now, we have two blues. However, the first blue is a lighter shade of blue. The next blue is a darker shade of blue. That is the design for this particular chessboard. So to differentiate between the two blues, I have a light blue color and a dark blue color. So in some other chessboard, we can have white, pure white color for these light squares and black color for these dark squares. Some contains color white and color green. Some contains color cream and dark brown. Some contains color white color white, and color red. Those colors identify the dark squares and the light squares respectively. A chessboard contains 64 squares, like I rightly mentioned. So if you divide 64 by 2, you have 32. This simply pushes us to the notion that the number of light squares, when counted, sums up to give us 32 light squares, while the number of dark squares sums up to give us 32 dark squares. It is important to know that when these squares were arranged by the designer, they form a kind of lines on the board. The first line you will notice is a vertical line. So this number of squares moving alternatively, starting from the bottom to the top, forms a vertical straight line. Yes, if you look at it, you will notice that. So the line runs from the bottom down straight to the top, like so, like so, like so, till the end. This kind of squares that makes up this particular line in chess is called file. So we can simply say, look closely to the board. There is A here, B here, C here. Same thing at the opposite side, just not written on this board. So from here, A to A gives us A file. B to B gives us B file. C running up straight upward to C, the other side, gives us C file till we get to H file. Aside from this file, we have another kind of line called rank. For the ranks are in this form. So they are horizontal lines instead. So the squares arranged alternatively from left to right makes up the rank. And if you look closely to this chessboard, you will notice that there's a number written here, which is number 4. There is number 1, there's number 2, number 3, number 4, this is 5, this is 6. So we call this the first rank or rank 1, meaning all squares on that particular rank are first rank squares. Aside from these squares I mentioned, we have other kind of squares connected together diagonally, such as this way. So if you notice on the screen right now, we have some squares that are connected diagonally. This is the longest diagonal line, and this is also a longest diagonal line. So this first long diagonal line connects the dark squares and so many other connections too, like this and more for dark squares. Why disconnect the light squares? So these are the two longest diagonal on the chessboard. This for the light square and this is for the dark squares. So we've learned a lot about the chessboard. However, there are more to learn. So let me quickly put in some other information connected from this view. Notice the chessboard clearly. We have 4 squares highlighted at the center of the board. Those squares can be called the center of the chessboard. So, with what we've learned so far, we can name squares on the chessboard. This square highlighted has a name or an address. How did I know? All I need to do is to connect the letter associated with that square, followed by the number, and I will have E5. We cannot have 2 squares bearing the same name on the chessboard. One unique square has one unique name. So This is called E5. I believe we've covered a lot so far. Thank you for watching. I will leave you with this exercise. Kindly write out the names of these squares in the comment section. Write it out. This is 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.